Achilles Milo, also known as Professor Milo, is a renowned expert in chemistry and alchemy.
A well-known chemist who turned to crime, Achilles Milo used a variety of chemical and medical-related schemes to try and kill Batman, involving subjecting Batman to a drug that made him afraid of anything bat-shaped, gassing Batman with a compound that made him lose his will to live, and manipulating the werewolf-like Anthony Lupus into doing his bidding.
At one time, Milo took control of Arkham Asylum and attempted to make Batman insane with yet another gas. When Batman tried to apprehend him, Milo was overpowered by the mad inmates who had sided with Batman, and was exposed to his own gas, which drove him insane, and he spent some time in Arkham Asylum as a patient himself.
Batman consulted Milo on at least one occasion when he needed chemical expertise given to him by Joker. After that, Dr. Milo retired from criminal activity. Later, the gas had apparently worn off, but he couldn't convince anyone he was actually sane. A year later, Ralph Ditney confronts an emaciated Dr. Milo, who appears without his lower legs and in a wheelchair, which was actually used to disguise the silver wheel of Norlith. Later, an apparently healed Professor Milo reappears and acts as chief henchman of a returned General Immortus.
Professor Milo is now in charge of granting artificial superpowers to Immortus's minions. In this quality, he's able to internalize the human flame's powers, removing his need for a special suit by embedding miniature flamethrowers into his skin.
However, Milo is instructed by General Immortus himself to tamper with the pain receptors of his subject, making his boss able to inflict his creatures pain at will and eventually shut them down completely if needed. His master plan meets a major failure when his last subject, Human Flame, overcomes his control by sheer will, injures General Immortus, and tortures Milo to get an even more powerful body.
Milo is spared since he redirects the Human Flame to Star Labs for experimental treatments. General Immortus asks him to rethink their new strategy for the future.
A still-at-large Milo, having severed ties with General Immortus, returns to freelancing, offering his enhancement procedures for a hefty fee.
He was contacted by Arthur Pemberton to heal the brain damage earlier inflicted in a fight against the JSA to his daughter Lorna. Professor Milo is an expert at chemistry and alchemy. Bruno Mannheim, also known as Bruno Ugly Mannheim, is one of Metropolis's most powerful gangsters, the leader of the Intergang. He is also the son of Moxie Boss Mannheim.
At one point, he claims now to have been reborn thanks to the new god, Darkseid, and to have become a psychopath. Now a devoted worshiper of crime itself, he has Intergang follow the crime Bible, of which the original copy is bound by the stone with which Cain killed Abel.
He's also been suspected to now be a cannibal, killing and then eating those whom do not subject to, or simply do not immediately join, Intergang like he did with Mirage. Bruno Mannheim later abducted Kite Man, Lamel, Rawson, Sewer King, and Squid, in order to get them to join Intergang.
Some of them turned him down and were killed as a result. Later, he comes into conflict with Renee Montoya, Nightwing, and Batwoman, whom he wishes to sacrifice. Mannheim captured Batwoman and bound and gagged her to a sacrificial altar, stabbed her through the heart shortly thereafter.
When Montoya arrives and rescues her, Batwoman rips Mannheim's knife out of her own chest and impales him in the back, seemingly fatal.
This is during Mannheim's attempt to turn Gotham into a miniature replica of Apocalypse. Batwoman did survive her injuries.
Superman encounters him several weeks later, mutated to be several stories tall.
Before teleporting away, he states that Darkseid is not his master anymore.
Based on that comment, someone else is behind Intergang's recent activity. Later, Bruno Ugly Mannheim and Intergang were involved in a gang war with Tobias Whale.